I don't know about you guys, but I like to go to bed, you know, and I like to keep my eye on the weather and, you know, find out what's going on so I can kind of prepare my next day. How about you guys? You guys do stuff like that? So I was looking at the weather, and we've been looking at the long-range forecast. There's a strange horse in our pasture over here. I'll show you in a minute that I just realized. And there was nothing going on. It's gonna be like 50 degrees coming up, and no alerts, no warnings, no rain, no forecast, no nothing, right? You see in the background here what's going on? That's not a well, by the way, that's rainwater, and we catch it off of that barn right there. So everyone's drinking snow. I'm showering in snow. I'm gonna give them some water. We got some new babies on the ground. Well, another new baby. There's our newest addition. She's really cute. Got a lot of markings on the face. And mom right there is super protective. See how that one's just kind of hanging out by itself? She does not let her baby get away from her any kind of way. That baby right there belongs to that mama right there. And she'll give that one a nudge and tell her to get out of here. Yeah, so we got a new baby right there. All three are ewes. So that's really good for us, because as we get ewes, we like to keep them and add to the flock. Sometimes I'll thin the flock down a little bit. We got down to like 4 or 5. I like to keep like 4 or 5. And then I'll sometimes get them up to like 10. And then I'll call out a couple, because you know you have some gals that are getting older in the mix. So why do you have to call out the older girls? What happens is when they start having, we're going to learn some more stuff today about husbandry. Husbandry is the act of taking care of your livestock and, you know, looking out after their well-being. So what will happen is they'll start prolapsing, and then that can cause some serious health issues. So I don't call them like, I'll probably find them forever homes, and sometimes we do put them in the freezer, but most of the time we just find them forever homes, or they'll just, you know, kind of pass away out here, kind of like Rambo did. So everybody's looking at me right now because they want to eat the food. So hang on, let me get them busied up here. Hang tight real quick. I'll go over some of the things that you want to look at if you're going to have livestock as they're having lambs. This will go for goats as well, or even cows. But as they're lambing or, you know, birthing out in the homestead, some things to look at while the babies are just hitting the ground and a couple of days after, that could really be a game changer. And the hay barn's where everybody stashes out. Good morning. How are ya? You gotta get up. Come on. I don't want you to get crushed with the hay. Come on. You gotta stay up here. Everybody's watching now. All the girls want to eat, and you keep going back under that spot. Oh my gosh, there's found a chicken egg in there. Where did that come from? Come on, girls. Cotton, did you lay an egg in there? I love this life. Now listen to the mama. She's going to make a noise. Because this is her baby. This is her baby right here. Look at these brown necks. Listen, listen. See, every mama has their own special noise. That way when the babies, if they get all confused up, she has a noise, the other mamas have a noise, and she makes her noise, and that baby will come running right to her no matter where they are. That's how she can tell which one's hers out of all these three. And look at her face. Show everybody your face. Look at your face. See how it's got the black marks on it? What are you doing? Yeah, see, she's calling for her mama. Yeah. And that's her special call. And they'll run to each other. Watch. She's so cute. She actually had hers. She stayed in the barn. She stayed in here for a whole day and separated herself from everybody. Sometimes they'll do that. They'll separate themselves out. Come on, girl, I'm gonna feed you inside. And they'll stay away from everybody else. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, instinct, right? They don't want to cause any problem where they put the whole flock in danger. So they separate themselves out. If you guys raise chickens, you'll notice too, like if there's a sick chicken, it'll stay away from everybody. And all that stuff's built-in instinct, and it's just so it doesn't cause predators to focus in on them and make it look like there's some weakness happening. So they kind of just stay away from everybody. And I'm gonna put some hay inside the barn too, so everybody doesn't have to stay outside and eat, because those little babies and stuff want to stay dry inside. See how they're all kind of hanging out inside? See, one of the other ewes made it in. She's looking for her babies too, see? So all the mamas are inside eaters. So I set them up real nice on the inside, and then everybody else will eat outside, so there won't be no pressure on nobody. Now every state's a little bit different, you know, with your rules regarding your livestock. If you have livestock and that livestock gets out on the road and you hit that livestock in Missouri, you're responsible for that. In some places, if your livestock gets out on the road and somebody hits it, they're responsible for hitting your livestock. So you got to kind of keep track of your stuff. Fencing's the #1 thing for your homestead, that's for sure. Now let's check out our situation. Well, hello. Are you visiting? Coming to see Smokey and Sadie? I know who you are. Are you back home now, troublemaker? You back home now, troublemaker? Yeah, it's a neighbor's horse. Hey, Steve. Your horse is out again. Steve had his horse getting out for a while, and he took it over to his mom and dad's. Looks like he brought it back. Come on! Come on! My horse has got discipline though. Come on! They'll leave that horse. Come on! Come on! Ooh, it's gonna be hard, isn't it? Come on! Oh, here they come. Come on! They want to eat that morning breakfast. Food is a powerful thing. That's why Henry Kissinger said, control the food, control the people. Man, look at the temperature outside. Just enough for the cold, but not really enough to get the ice solid. Look at that. See that? It's cold though. Alright, so they ran in a little bit, ate a little bit, ran back out. Horse still on the fence. The other neighbor came by to see maybe if that was one of his horses. Somebody called, said there was a horse on the road. This country life right here. Back to the sheep. All right, the sheep. Now what you want to look for is the bags. See the bags back here? All right, there's the first poops. There's one of the babies, and here's one of the first poops. And that's one thing that you want to start looking out for too. Because the only way your baby's gonna poop, your little lamb or your little kid, you know, that's what they call goats. And goats are overrated, by the way. That's one thing that you know, if they poop, that they're getting the fluids and everything's passing through their system, so you want to make sure you're watching out for that, okay? And I noticed that right off yesterday, you know, as I've been keeping an eye on them, that there were the little yellow poops. Those yellow poops will actually turn into black ones, you know, as they get more food and fiber and they start eating the hay. They're already kind of nibbling on the hay and stuff. So as they do that, it'll get blacker and then more pebbly, and then it'll just look like everybody else. The other thing you want to watch out for is the moms. You want to keep watching her milk bag, especially like the first 36, 48 hours. Make sure everything's flowing good, because the teat could actually get clogged up. That's called mastitis. You girls can even get that if you're a human being. Mastitis exists. And what happens is all the milk ducts in the teat, they get clogged up and they can't get that out. Remember we talked about colostrum on the last video. So they can't get the colostrum out because the teat's clogged, and the teat will turn red and it'll start swelling and getting really bad. Now a great way to address mastitis on your animals and even yourself is to use a product called bentonite clay. Bentonite clay comes from the earth. It's 100% organic, and we actually have a link for it at offgridwithdougandstacy.com on the shop tab. It's sold with Redmond salt. The company, they pull the bentonite clay out of the ground at the same time they're pulling the salt out. It's actually a protective layer for the salt underground. Stacy's going to do videos about it coming up, but you can buy it in bulk along with salt at offgridwithdouganstacy.com, and we've secured you guys a discount. All I'm trying to say is get the bentonite clay. It has so many uses on your homestead, and especially something like mastitis. You're going to be jammed up, you're going to be emotional, and that's the best way. You paste it on, you get it wet, you paste it on, it stays on, it dries to them, and it just sucks the heat right out of that teat. It's like a miracle. Okay, so bentonite clay, Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, the shop tab. Maybe pick up some salt in bulk as well. Salt in bulk is a good idea, right? Especially in today's climate. Now back to the sheep. What we're doing is we're just watching the mom's bag. See how her bag's even? Nice even bag right there. Both sides are being used. There's no swelling on one side. That's the stuff you want to look for. Hi. Hi. You want to eat your food, don't you? Another thing you want to look for is her teat. You want to make sure her teat is not swollen or red. Everything looks very natural and good. She's not wanting me to get too close to it. I know, it's okay, Mama. We're trying to teach the people. And then another thing that you want to watch for with your lambs is when they're eating, you want to see that tail wag. That's a sure sign that they're getting milk. Hi, girls. There he goes. Why'd everybody come inside? We're trying to teach people. There's our guilty party. We see you. We see you. All right, that's what I got for you guys. Boy, you can wake up and the next morning is totally different. Everything changed. We have snow on the ground. We have another baby on the ground. I taught you guys what to look for when you first have babies landing. You want to watch the teat. You want to make sure it doesn't get red and swollen. Make sure the milk's flowing through it. It's not plugged up so they get that colostrum and they live. You got to have colostrum from within 24 hours. It's a game breaker. You got to have it, right? We learned that signs of knowing that the baby's getting milk is that they wag their tails. You know, that's a happy sign. We saw the first poop. It's like yellow. Kind of like a baby too, isn't it? And then it gets darker as it matured. We found an egg in the hay barn. We saw Cotton sleeping, being warm. I love it, you guys. Just a silly old stop by. You guys learned some stuff. You got to see the horses in action. Again, they're super good on alerting you what's going on. They're right up there at attention, stranger in the yard. So I'm gonna go call Steve right now and let him know his horse is out. And I hope you guys have a great day. And don't forget, we're giving away a Ford F-150, a 2014, 150,000 mile, top of the line truck. It runs like a boss. It was our own personal truck, and we're giving it away at the end of this month. So if you're not registered, while you're at offgridwithdouganstacy.com, checking out that other stuff, you could register for the giveaway. All right, you guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next video. Leave a comment down below. Are you going to get sheep? Are you going to get goats? And pick your animal wisely.
This video was brought to you by Plain and Simple Chocolate Tea from Off Grid with Doug and Stacy.
The weather outside is frightful. A cup of chocolate tea is so delightful.
Made from the husks of roasted cacao beans, it has a chocolatey aroma, yet tastes like an herbal tea. This beverage is rich in mood-enhancing theobromine, the perfect replacement or addition to your morning cup of coffee. You can find it at offgridwithdouganstacy.com.
Plain and simple chocolate tea makes me happy.